Hi, Tammy. How are you?
Hey Sid, I'm great, thanks. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm actually hoping that at the end of the week, my Wi-Fi will be all up and running instead of using the backup router.
I almost said, when did you get married? I heard
Not a
wife.
problem.
Oh, great stuff. I hope everything is sorted out.
Likewise. All right. As usual, it's always good to catch up with you, especially on an interesting topic you had suggested to me, the braaiing in Dubai. So my opening question on that is like, how easy is it to host a proper South African style braai in Dubai?
Uh, I would say it's not that easy. So we do have a few parks around here that offer the braai facilities, and here it's so difficult because most people live in apartments. You get the odd few that's the ultra rich ones that have the villas, but even though because of the weather. You can't really host a like South African braai, be it winter, be it summer, come rain or sunshine. I know we always bride, but it's not the same here.
Are there any specific areas of parks in Dubai where braaiing is allowed?
Yes, so we work in the opposite. So in the winter months, there are between October and March. Most people have, or most parks do have a braai facility, but obviously it comes at a fee. It's not like South Africa where you can put up a braai stand at the beach or in a park and or even in your backyard. Here they're very restricted. You've got to adhere to certain rules and regulations. And strange enough, it's not as easy to get your braai coal, because it's not a big event or big activity here. It's not something where you can go into a supermarket and say, I want braai coal, I want firelighters. Not very many big people or supermarkets stock it here. So only the very large ones.
All right. I have a question for you in the comments. This is from Rish Jitta. Hi, Tammy. In South Africa, we call it a braai. In Dubai, what do they call it?
So in Dubai, it's known as a barbecue. So it's and we've got such an international population here, so everybody knows it as a barbecue. But to me, I'm South African by blood, so it's known as a braai. And we actually have a very nice restaurant here called Lekker,
Okay.
and they serve the South African style bride meat. So your ribs, they even do the bunny chows, they do the proper boerewors as well.
Do South Africans in Dubai come together for community braais or cultural gatherings?
Oh yes, definitely. Like this weekend, I went
Mhm.
to a South African event where it was held at the Els Club. It's a golf club, and it was. I don't think they catered for that many people. So you had your braai areas where they served the proper buri rolls and the burgers and the ribs, bunny chows, samosas, and the like. But it was such long queues for the food that by the time I got to the end of the queue, the buri rolls were done with. So, and I really wanted to taste the buri rolls. So, here, although it was a South African event, yes, you're getting expats joining in as well because it was a free event. But there are certain ones that I think the paid ones are a little bit more structured, more organized. And so we've got the WhatsApp groups, we've got the Facebook groups of the South Africans in Dubai, and we notify each other when there is such an event.
How does the taste or experience differ when braaiing in Dubai compared to back home in South Africa?
Firstly, red meat is super expensive here, super, super expensive. And there are not many like butcher shops like you would get in South Africa, where I know I've been using the one butcher, the halal butcher in Laudium for 28 years, so I would
Wow.
go up to him and say, Uncle Muhammad, my usual. So he will do my boerewors, my chicken flatties, the meat how I like it sliced up. He would do everything for me. Here in the store, like the big supermarkets, you would have your butchery section, but it's all your pre-packed meat. And so if you go there, they can slice it up for you, like smaller pieces. But the meat, as I said, is very expensive. So we get a lot of Brazilian meats, we get a lot of Australian meat, New Zealand meats, and so forth. And camel meat is very big here as well. So camel meat, I did taste it when I was in Saudi. I don't like to say that, no, I don't want to do it or I don't want to taste it. I always like to say, give it a taste. If you don't like it, you don't have to have it again. So I tasted it. It's very bland. It's not something that I would, dive for, to say, it's the most amazing meat. No. So, and mainly here, I've noticed they don't have, like how we have the lamb chops that you would really like on a braai. They don't really have that. They would serve you, or they would offer you a roast, a piece of roast, a boneless piece of roast, be it a beef roast, be it a lamb roast, or whatever. But they don't serve like the lamb chops that you would normally want on a braai, or the ribs like how we have it in South Africa. You get the short ribs, the lamb with marinated, the skewer style. You don't really get that very frequently here. You do get it. I'm not saying you don't get it, but you've got to drive out to certain places.
Are there any restrictions or safety rules when it comes to open fires or charcoal in Dubai?
There aren't any per se, because as I mentioned, you don't get that many people braaiing here. So even if there's a function, I've been to other functions, open air functions where you have your food trucks, and the braaiing and the barbecuing is done at your own wall. So there's a very nice park about 8 kilometers from me, and where you can go and do your braai, and you take your braai stuff and the like. And yes, you do get people coming and cleaning up after you, and keeping the park neat and tidy. So, and also here it's you're almost like fearful of not to overstep your boundary and do things out of the norm. It's not like South Africa where you would find people, I've seen this, where they would stop on the side of the road, haul out their braai stand, their little mini, balcony braai, and start braaiing. It's not like that here. And I've seen where they would just turf out the residue of the coals and pack up and they move on. You can't do things like that. That over here. We're not as free.
Okay, all right. Before I ask my final question, there is a comment here again from Rishit. And is the culture as essay where we do the bringen and braai?
I haven't seen anything like that here, Rish, where you would bring your braai pack. Really, I guess if you go to one of the butchers, there is a place in a certain part of a town where there's like a whole street of all butcher shops, and you can go there and you can say you want your selection, but not as how you would do a bring and braai in South Africa. I've not seen that. No.
All right. My final question to you is, what's your go-to braai dish that always reminds you of South Africa?
Oh, definitely boerewors. So when I do go to the lekker shop in Al Quoz, I do get the boerewors here. And trust me, they don't know what sausages are here. They have these little things like this. It's seriously like the size of my pinky. It's more like Egyptian, Iranian, or Turkish style, where they have these tiny little sausages. They don't, like if you go to a butcher in South Africa, they would say spicy, extra spicy, tandoori, and they have these really, really nice sausages. You don't really get that here. If you do, it's this very, very tiny, thin, almost like cocktail sausages that you get. So whenever I do go to lekker, the first thing I do stock up on is the boerewors. And the one thing that complements every braai in South Africa is your pap. We don't get that here. So you do get, in certain places, you do get like a South African section where you would get like your Eat Some More biscuits or your South African brands of certain things. You would get a yay small pack of millipap, but you're spending probably 120 rand for something that little. I think it's like a 1 kilo bag. So I've not seen it that often. And yes, the Indian in me, the last time I went to South Africa, I did bring back a 1 kilo of millipap. But, obviously those things add weight as well. So those are the things that I really, really miss and brings me memories of South Africa.
All right. All I got to say that thanks so much for your time, and I'll catch you next week.
Sure. Thank you so much. Love and light to all.
Likewise.